How's it going, everyone? MountainSpyder here, bringing you another video in the Battlefleet Gothic Armada Favours series. And today we're going to be looking at the first of the two DLC races, the Space Marines. So the Space Marines, you can choose from a number of chapters when you start the game. These chapters, however, don't have an effect on Favours. So one big thing to remember or keep in mind when you're playing as the Space Marines is that you can only have one of each favour across your fleet. Unlike the other races, that you can have your entire fleet have the same favour, Space Marines cannot do that. They can only have one of each favour. So do keep that in mind when building your ships and allocate your favours accordingly. So starting off, the first one is the Malice of Sanctity. So pretty much having a chaplain on board your ship. So your passive you get is you unlock the Malice of Sanctity crew member. I referenced that is where although the races have the 7 crew members available at the start, the Space Marines don't have the captain, the first slot available. You get that first slot when you unlock the when you unlock a favor. So you don't have to worry about insubordination, as the Space Marines with passive have the "and they shall know no fear." So long as your warp jump is on cooldown, you cannot be insubordinate. So you don't really have to worry about investing points while losing that captain slot, as the chances of your insubordination are incredibly low playing Space Marines. So then moving on to the favors, Malice of Sanctity. You have the Malice of Sanctity passive unlocks the Malice of Sanctity crew member. It raises the duration of the Word of the Emperor skill by 5 seconds per level. So Word of the Emperor is the active you get with the Malice of Sanctity favor, and the ship is immune to every enemy assault action for a limited period of time. So the period of time is equal to the amount of crew member points that you put into the chaplain slot, up to 3. So the maximum is 15 seconds that you're immune to all assault actions. So that means no boarding and no lightning strikes. So this is great in missions where you have to warp out with an objective. Your enemy can't stop you. Or if your ship's about to die, your enemy can't stop you. So in terms of resilience, Malice of Sanctity is awesome. So then moving on to Chief Librarian, you unlock the Chief Librarian crew member, and your passive increases by 10 points. Reduce the enemy chances to succeed the mutiny test triggered by Fear the Darkness, the active you get, by 10 points per level you put into the crew member. So now what Fear the Darkness does is it triggers a mutiny test on the target enemy ship within 6,000 units. Each crew point spent in the Chief Librarian crew member reduces the enemy chances to succeed the test by 10 points. So this pretty much forces your opponents to warp out or to execute their captain, which is great to get rid of that one irritating ship, as then they're either going to be taking a lot of damage and that debuff or mutiny, or they're going to lose the ship entirely. So it's a really nice support option. Moving on to Master of the Forge. The passive is it gives +1 upgrade slot to the ship per level in the Master of the Forge crew member, and Ruins of Engineering grants 1 additional upgrade slot to the ship. So if you max out this crew member, you get 4 additional upgrade slots on your ship. So the Master of the Forge ship is going to be the most outfitted ship in the game, as if I recall correctly, no other race can actually get that many amount of upgrades in there for any ship. So if you want a lot of passives, the Master of the Forge is by far the best way, and this allows you to pretty much cover your ship for anything your opponents can bring at you. And then lastly is the Chapter Master himself. So the passive for the Chapter Master is that you obviously unlock the crew member, and then you can either swap between the Commander and the Finest Warrior stance of your ship. So whilst in the Commander stance, it affects your special orders. So while lock on, it gives +2.5 points to accuracy and 12.5% critical chance per level that you have in your crew member. While you're bracing for impact, it gives -2.5 points to enemy accuracy and +2 points to armor per level. While on the reload, gives +2.5 points to the combustion gauge refill rate and -2.5 points on skill cooldowns. So as you can see, the Commander is absolutely amazing for getting your special orders out quicker and to make them a lot better. And then the Finest Warrior is the other stance. It gives -3 to the enemy troop value for all assault actions per level, and it gives you +3 troop value to the ship per level. So you can swap the stances mid-battle and multiple times during the battle. It does have a cooldown, I think it's 1 in 20 seconds, but don't quote me on that. So that really does make that your one ship absolutely badass. Yeah, so that is the only thing you get for using the Chapter Master, is being able to swap between those stances, but those stances are incredibly powerful, no matter which way you go. So you either buffing your orders and pretty much making a badass, indestructible or incredibly powerful ship, or you swap into the Finest Warrior stance, which means you're not going to get boarded and you're going to be boarding your opponent. So Space Marines are difficult in the sense how their favors work, because you can only have one of each, but that being said, their favors are incredibly powerful. So just pick and choose them correctly, and just give it a bit of thought before dedicating a ship to dedicating a favor to a ship, as you're only going to be able to use that favor once. Yes, you can obviously refit it and get rid of that favor if you get a new ship and then want to replace it, but that does end up being a waste of renown. So just keep that in mind when looking at your ships, and yeah, enjoy the Space Marines. They are really made wonderfully, and it is a great DLC. One nice little note about just the Space Marines DLC is that depending on the chapter you choose, so for instance at the moment I'm looking at the Dark Angels, it's a chapter I like the most, the rock is behind them. Whereas for instance if you choose the Ultramarines, you've got McCrag in the background. So the background of your pretty much spaceport screen will be the home world or home base of the respective chapter. So I think that's just a nice little touch, nice little bit of lore behind the developers when they created the Space Marines. So I hope this helped everyone that's either playing the game and looking at their favors or working out how the favors work. And for anyone interested in the game, I hope this gave you a nice little breakdown on how you can play the Space Marines. So please leave a like below and subscribe to the channel for more content. And yeah, cheers everyone, enjoy!